What's going on, man? I'm in the financial district in this bitch with a quarter zip on. We got the quarter zip up in this bitch. Talking about work. I'm gonna talk about jobs. How it's all fucking bullshit, man. Yeah, man, we're gonna get into this shit, bro. Hair's looking all right? Cool. So, the main subject of this video is, bro, no one wants to see you happy in this world, bro. No one wants to see you happy in a workplace. If you're like happy and you're showing too much joy and you're showing too much, you know, like happiness and a good attitude, people actually like want to shit on you. I'm not even joking, man. I have a couple of stories I want to tell you guys about how when you're happy at work, it's like you get picked on. So for context, I've always been a little bit of a jokester, a goofster. You know, I crack a little jokes. I like being like a little class clown at the workplace, but not in a way where I'm, you know, interrupting the work, but just like making jokes, making sure the atmosphere, like I'm always on time. I show a lot of passion when I'm at work. And most importantly, I love to just make sure everyone's feeling okay. Like I come in, I say hi to everybody. And like when somebody's like down, I'm always like, oh, what's wrong? You okay? You know, I'm always like genuinely looking out for people. But guess what, man? When you act like that, you set yourself up as a target. And that's something I've realized that you just cannot do anymore, man. You kind of have to just be a piece of shit. You kind of have to just put your head down. You can't be saying too much. You can't be happy at work, because when you're happy at work, people get pissed at you, bro. And people act like you're immature, like a white. So we'll get into it, man. So my recent job, I work at a fine dining restaurant, right? I worked at a fine dining restaurant as a server assistant, and I worked my way up to like a maitre d', almost a supervisor, right? And I would like, you know, make jokes with the chefs at the back, like I'll crack a little jokes here and there, things like that, making them laugh, innocent stuff, you know? And I would be the one that gets in trouble for, you know, oh, why are you so immature? Why you gotta, like, oh, do you have an issues? Like, you need like, I'm not joking. They'll say stuff like this to me, right? And it make me feel like, oh, I'm like this big villain, bro. I'm like this big bad guy, this big, you know, really like messed up guy for just wanting to like make a joke or start conversation or get to know my coworkers and things like that, right? So fast forward, I had to sit down with them, and they always say to me, oh, yo, C-nuts, like, you're good at your job, you know, you do what you gotta do, but, you know, sometimes you just need to calm down. And that's like, this is another level of like, just don't be yourself, bro. Just act. Don't, you know, don't make jokes. Don't try to like be fun at work. Don't try to be happy at work, because you know what? I'll tell you something, man. My managers at that job, or people that worked at that place, they would sexualize every single woman that would walk into that restaurant. They would like make comments about women, talk about gross ways of how they want to have sex with them. And one manager I knew would flirt and make one of the hostess feel uncomfortable. But does anybody ever say anything to him? Does anyone ever call out his behavior? No, that stuff is silent. You know, you're still acting level-headed, but you know, you're making other people at work feel uncomfortable and sexualizing everything you see. No, you're not a problem. But the kid that has a good heart on his shoulders, that shows up to work on time and is passionate about what he does, oh, I'm the immature one. I'm the one that, oh, you're the problematic person at work. And this has followed me through other jobs as well. I used to work at a cafe, right? And you know, they literally, because I was on my 3-month probation, they fired me, or like they let me go because they said, you just don't vibe with the people. What is this, high school? You just don't vibe with the workplace. Like, can you at least give me like a better excuse? And then the guy was like, well, I'm not obligated to tell you a reason why we let you go, but you know, we're letting you go. And just for context for that place, I caught them taking our tips. Like, if you made mistakes at this place, they would take your tips. And you know what? I'm gonna say the fucking restaurant, Cafe Landwehr, that stupid place, bro. They would like, one of the managers would like say, oh, if you make mistakes, it's coming out of your tips. Like, bro, that's not high school. Like, my money's my money. You guys are a multi-million-dollar corporation, and if you know, people make mistakes in the restaurant industry, bro. And when I would go to work and I would, you know, put a smile on my face, and I was like one of the best servers because people always loved my company. But because I didn't vibe with these 20-year-old, 19-year-old managers that all got the managing position because they knew somebody and things like that, I'm the one that got picked on. I'm the one that's this bad guy, and like, and when I wanted to go eat or something and take a little break, it was a problem. But they can, you know, go on their breaks, they can do all this sort of stuff, things like that. Why? Because I showed too much attention to myself. People do not like seeing you when you're happy. People do not like seeing you when you smile. People do not like seeing you when you have a big personality, man. And it's such a shame. I have like so many other stories as well. But you know, just a quick little presentation for you guys of at work, man, don't be yourself. Don't be yourself. The more you show about yourself, the more people will use against you, man. You know, any sort of opportunity you have to like just shut yourself out, do it, man. Don't show too much emotion. Don't tell people anything. Literally just show up to work and just be presentable, and that's it. Because in this place, the work is the work, and these miserable people up here, they hate seeing you happy, especially if you're like below them and you're showing that you're happy, you're showing that you're, you know, willing. It's a threat to them, man, because it's like, this guy is so happy he shows up to work and he's beneath me, he might take my position. People be thinking stuff like that, and I'm not joking. That's another thing too. Like, I'm very capable in the restaurant industry. I've been working in it since I was young, and people will see those things and they will, like, you know, start to acknowledge and be like, well, I can't give this person too much power, so I have to keep them here. That's why in a lot of like these minimum wage places and like other stores, like, they never promote you and they fire you for some reason. Because if you have a good work environment, people will stay there for a long time. But then when people stay there for a long time, they start to expect a raise, or they start to expect, you know, a new, like a next level in the company. And when you don't have that pathway for people, people start leaving. So their strategy is to simply keep firing people and starting people from the bottom. And as soon as they are almost to the next level, they get rid of them. It's basic economics, you know what I'm trying to say, in these corporations. And that's why, like, you really gotta just treat life and these jobs as like just temporary places, man. Like, I feel like that's like a lesson learned to myself, to just simply like not take these places serious, man. These are just places to work. And I'm 25, and it took me years to just understand that and realize that, but this is how you need to do it, man, in this wave. You cannot be yourself. You cannot be yourself. They do not care about you. And if you're, and in this world, I'm telling you, they do not reward good people. That's another thing too. They don't reward good people in this life. So the more good you are, the easier of a target you are, because you're weak. When you're a good person, you are weak. You are, because you're willing to help others. And when you help others, you put yourself down, because you have to, you know, when you're carrying somebody, right, you only have one arm because the other person's on the other arm. But when you're not helping anyone, you got two hands ready to go. So you're technically stronger than the person helping others. So my point is that don't help other people, man. It's this cruel society, this cruel life has caused us to all act selfish, caused us all to act individualist. And you know what? If they want us to act like that, fuck it. Because at least I tried. I tried to be the good worker. I tried to show up early. I would show up early for work, and I would go out of my way to, like, you know, like, especially at the fine dining restaurant, I would be like, hey guys, I know it's a busy day. You need me to come in early? I can do that. Like, don't do that shit, bro. I did all the fucking extra stuff for these companies, for these people, only to get shit on. That day when I did show up early for work, I caught attitude from their chef, and he wouldn't move out of my way, and I had like a lot of these boxes, you know, holding all these boxes, right? And he was like a tall dude. He's like 6'7", big chef. And I was like, sorry, chef, can you move out of the way, chef? And he's like, go around. And I was like, and I kind of like got upset. I'm like, I'm carrying all these things. I'm like, whatever. I had like these linens, so I walked around, and he came up to me like, dude, treat me with respect. How dare you? Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, I'm the one that's getting in trouble because you're in my way, and I'm asking you to move so I can walk through. And then because I got upset that you wouldn't move out the way, you're getting mad at me that you're doing something wrong. Just move out the way. Like, I'm asking you politely. And just for another context for the situation, this guy is racist towards other people in the workplace as well. Will make comments while hiring these people. He's racist towards them, and then he treats them like they're friends, but he'll talk shit about their race behind their back. But then I'm like this bad guy, bro. I'm the weak link, you know what I'm trying to say? You're the weak link in this, man. That's why these fucking companies, it's all bullshit, man. It's all bullshit. I know I should have learned my lesson a long time ago, but I feel like I finally learned it now. You know, they don't give a fuck about you, man. They really don't, man. You know, all this hard work is for nothing. that promotion that I was supposed to get out the toilet, never coming, you know? And I left. I finally quit because I was waiting for this promotion for so long to be a supervisor, and I showed that I was capable. And if you don't want to give it to me, that's fine. I choose being unemployed. And also, I'm glad that I don't work there anymore, because very toxic environment. And I do not like working around guys that are like gooners, bro. So many of these men, you can tell that they just got gooning problems, don't get girls. And look, take it from me, like I haven't done anything with a woman that ran out of storage on my little iPhone 13 mini. But what I was trying to say is I'm not a gooner, and like I haven't done stuff in a long time. You don't see me fucking bouncing off the walls talking about women in like these gross sexual ways. Like I understand, like if you find a woman attractive or you see a thing about them attractive, like yeah, think it. But you know, to go out of your way and like talk about like, oh, I'm gonna, you know, do this to her, no, she's like an easy fuck, she's like a dirty fuck, like it's just simply disgusting, bro. Like that's so gross, bro. Guys that talk like that shit, bro, is dirty, man. And then they can talk like that, they can say all these things about their own female coworkers that are like early 20s. These guys are all like their mid 30s, talking about like these early 20-year-old coworkers, and then, you know, I cause the issues, I get picked on. Like, where's the sense in this, man? You got dudes like that, and this is like in other aspects of life. There is so many pieces of shit, people like that in higher positions in your company that do fucked up things, and they're chilling, bro. They're chilling, they're doing their thing, you know. They got the little matcha up in here, quarter zip in the matcha. And here we are, you know, just genuinely trying to like do your job and be nice and be uplifting in a work environment, and then you get in trouble, bro. I'm so good, bro. I'm so good. I'm sick of this world. I'm sick of this life. I can go into another rant about just work in general, but I'm just gonna keep it short and just, you know, hopefully you guys understand that just don't be yourself in work, man. They do not want to see you happy because they hate themselves, and they hate that they're in this position, and they hate to see you having the privilege to temporarily be there. That's another thing. You know, these people that are in these work lives, especially this one manager I always beefed with, he was always like, oh, well, like I worked in this place, this is my industry, I worked as a sommelier, this is my life, you know, you don't know what it's like. Well, yeah, I didn't choose this industry, you did, so why are you complaining about it? Like, you're the one that's getting paid salary, getting paid twice to 3 times the amount as I'm getting, and then you're gonna be here saying that we're a team. We're not a team. You're making more money than me. How are we a team? You expect me to be a team when you're making how much more money than me, and you're gonna give me the guilt trip on, you know, you gotta, you know, we all gotta put in our part here. Nah, bro, I tried, and I'm good. You chose this life, and then now you're gonna be miserable about it, and you're gonna make other people feel like shit. You're gonna pick on like genuinely good workers. Like, we had a great team at this place, and you're gonna pick on genuinely good workers and make them and isolate them and make them feel bad because you are miserable in your position, bro. Make it make sense. Don't let bro. I think the final thing I'll say is that the people that act like that, the people that want to be like that, they're miserable. They're miserable in their position. They hate their job. They hate their life. So when they see someone that's like happy, it reminds them of what they're not, or it reminds them of how they used to be, how they're not anymore. And when they see that, they get upset. Like, why is he so uplifting right now? Why is he like this? And the thing is, people do these things without them realizing it. Like, it's a subconscious thing. Like, they don't think of that in their brain. They just get upset, and they don't understand why you annoy them so much. Like, I get called annoying a lot, but like so many other people, like, that are not management, find me funny and love working with me, man. But with others, that if you threaten people in the workplace, they'll find ways to like throw you under the bus. That's why just don't show your cards. And that's the mistake I made. I showed too much of my cards. You know, just show up to work and that's it, man. Show up to work and that's it. Literally, that is all you gotta do, and call it a day. They're not your friends, bro. It's unfortunate, man, but I feel like when you work at a job and you're happy, it's not like, you can work at a fucking warehouse, bro, and if you have like a good little squad going on, bro, that summer will fly in the warehouse. But you're working with pieces of shit, you could be working at like some nice fucking desk job where, you know, you work home remotely sometimes. You'll feel like shit. You'll feel trapped. People are out there to get you, man, and don't let them. That's really it with this video, guys. See ya.